The Association of Small Businesses warns of protests and hunger strikes if the government approves the establishment of value-added tax for small business. President Meta is visiting Kosovo, where he declared that Albanian citizenship for Kosovar citizens is not a solution for free movement. The Prime Minister is visiting Italy, where he received support for the opening of negotiations with the EU and invited investors to invest in Albania. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 11th of October 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, bringing you the day's national top stories translated into English 6 days a week. The Association of Small Businesses has warned of protests and hunger strikes if the government approves the establishment of value-added tax for small businesses. Small businesses oppose the imposition of VAT on the argument that costs will increase and that this will lead to bankruptcy. The chairman of the Small Business Association warns that they will protest if this decision comes into effect. The establishment of VAT means destruction to us. Small businesses will go towards bankruptcy as half of them operate in rented spaces. The introduction of value-added tax poses a risk to about 135,000 small businesses, declared the head of the Association of Small Businesses. He went on to call on the civil society and members of Parliament to react and protect small businesses. Even though the experts appreciate the involvement of small businesses in value-added tax, they admit the possibility of bankruptcy for some businesses if the tax is established. Economic experts appeal for a well-administered tax. Business owners oppose the statements by the Minister of Finance, saying that there will be price increases on a variety of products. But according to experts, such a thing should not be expected, as prices are set by the market. About 135,000 businesses are expected to be affected by the establishment of the value-added tax. The Democratic Party considers the inclusion of small business in value-added tax to be madness. During a special press release for the media, Democratic Party Chairman Lulzim Basha said the Prime Minister does not care about the citizens because he came into power by buying votes. Albania is sinking into poverty and crime, he said, adding that Albanian people are fleeing the country. Basha assured the Democratic Party would do everything to stop the government from destroying the country. A recent report on the Balkans revealed data that spoke of Albanian people's despair and impossibility to face life, which the DP chairman referred to when he issued strong accusations against the government and the Prime Minister. Living in Albania, or more accurately surviving, will be even more difficult because of the increase of consumption prices. Prices will increase only because Rama wants to make small business owners pay value-added tax, declared the DP chairman. Mr. Basha went on to say that the Democratic Party will offer some solutions, which according to him will guarantee stability. The Democratic Party will fight against the madness to increase the value-added tax. We will present our proposals to stop this madness that will lead to an increase in prices for consumable goods and consequently a drop in revenue for businesses, added Mr. Basha. However, the DP chairman added that these measures are not enough if fundamental changes are not made in this system. Rama gives accounts only to criminals and gangs because they helped him get into power, said Mr. Basha, stating that the Albanian people feel hopeless with this government and that they want to leave the country. President of the Republic, Ilir Meta, is on an official visit to Kosovo, where he was received by his Kosovar counterpart, Hashim Thaçi. During the meeting held, the Kosovar president praised the contribution the Albanian president has given for Kosovo's independence and awarded Mr. Meta with the medal, the Order of Independence. After receiving the medal, the Albanian president noted that the visit to Kosovo as President of the Republic is a tremendous pleasure, offering rare emotions. This medal is a special surprise, but I take it as an appreciation for everything that the citizens of Albania have done in support of freedom and independence for Kosovo. At the same time, I am accepting this medal with many responsibilities. I want to pledge here for further engagement in strengthening Kosovo's independence, increasing its international recognition, and realising the aspiration of the European perspective. The European prospect for Kosovo is very important for the future of our region, said President Meta. However, the Albanian and Kosovar presidents shared different opinions about the possibility of providing Kosovar citizens with Albanian citizenship in order for them to move freely in Europe. The proposal, which was made by Kosovo's president, did not find support from President Meta. Mr. Meta argued that, despite the positive will on this issue, the fair way would be to meet the conditions and demands in order to speed up the process for visa liberalisation from the European Union. Both presidents agreed that Brussels should carefully consider the issues of Kosovo's integration, as the people of Kosovo are the ones who have remained isolated by the continent. According to both presidents, visa liberalisation does not only allow free movement across Europe, but also assists Kosovo's European perspective. The Prime Minister of Albania, Rama, has started an official visit to Italy. The Albanian Prime Minister and Italian Prime Minister, Paolo Gentiloni, held a meeting, and a press conference is expected to take place after the talks. The opening of negotiations with the European Union and economic collaboration between the two countries has been the focus of the meeting held between the Albanian and Italian Prime Ministers. The visit of the head of the Albanian government to Rome marks the first meeting with Italian Prime Minister Paolo Gentiloni in his new term as Prime Minister. Prime Minister Rama paid the first official visit to Rome as the head of the Albanian government 4 years ago in December 2013, when he held a meeting with the former Italian Prime Minister Enrico Letta. Italy remains one of the main supporters of Albania's journey towards the European Union, and this meeting takes place in anticipation of the opening of EU membership negotiations for Albania. Ora News has learned that the Italian Prime Minister has declared that since December and throughout 2018, the European Union will discuss the issue of Albania's accession to the Union. According to the Italian minister, not only his country, but also other European leaders will support the integration of Albania into the European Union. The head of the Italian government has invited Italian entrepreneurs to invest in Albania as, according to him, we are a country with valuable investment opportunities. Albania is suffering from an absence in psychiatrists, with the number of psychiatrists compared to the population being 1 for every 22,000 citizens. A recent report prepared by the Ombudsman Office has emphasised the absence of psychiatrists and also highlighted several problems with psychiatry in prisons. The issue was discussed in today's meeting of the Parliamentary Commission of Health, where the opposition members raised their concern about the absence of investments in hospitals. Meanwhile, the members of the Socialist Movement for Integration declared that the government is not focused on mental health or the integration of patients. The absence of the psychiatrists in prisons was also raised as a problem. The budget appointed by the government for people suffering from mental health issues is only 3%. During the meeting of the Commission, the Democrats declared that the country has neither statistics nor a strategy for those affected by mental health disorders. However, the Vice Minister of Health mentioned the investments the government has planned to make in this regard. The members of the majority claimed that the absence of professional psychiatrists is because of the blocking of specialisations that occurred 5 years ago. Having food safety as a primary aim, Tirana's City Hall is focused on improving the conditions of markets. The City Hall has started its work for the reconstruction of the market for fruits and vegetables in Administrative Unit Number 5 of the capital. During the inspection of the works, the Mayor gave assurance that the market will offer modern standards and declared that ambulance salesmen will not be allowed to sell in the streets. The Mayor stated that the market will guarantee good hygiene for the products and that the number of the salesmen will increase given the call for ambulance salesmen to sell their products in the market, which will offer more appropriate conditions. Practically, we are quadrupling the market. There will be more space for salesmen. This is an area that has a high number of residents. This month, we have been really focused on food safety and having the ambulance salesmen sell in the markets, not in the street where there is no hygiene at all. We have understood their needs before when the City Hall did not have enough markets, but now they can have their own space, declared the Mayor. He warned that upon completion of the new market building, the City Hall will start an action to rehabilitate all entrances and exits in the area in order to increase safety for pedestrians and drivers. I ask everyone for collaboration, and in 3 weeks we will be here again to see that the promise was kept and that the market is in optimal condition. Then we will continue with an action to rehabilitate road axes, which at the moment are a bit of a labyrinth, said the Mayor. The project for the rehabilitation of the market provides for all necessary repairs. The City Hall will replace coverings to guarantee the protection of traders and citizens during rainfall, and also to help protect against high temperatures during the summer. That's all for our English edition this evening. My name is Alexandra. Please join me again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. On behalf of Ora News, thank you and good night.
Kjo është Ora News.